Hi everyone, welcome to Flosstube number 24. I'm filming this on January 2nd. Happy 2026. I am glad to be back and I'm excited to tell you about what I got up to in December and then go over a little bit of January plans. I also have a rainbow right in my face because of my window things in my office, so just ignore that. I also asked for glitter mascara for Christmas, and I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it when I'm looking. I just see glitter everywhere. Kind of fun. I don't know if I actually like it. This is complete side note, sorry. I have a burgundy mascara and I think I should, because I just did glitter this time, I think I'm gonna do burgundy and then top it with the glitter. That sounds awesome. So I'm gonna give that a go next time. Anyhow, so stitching. I worked on 5 projects in December. And really only one of them was kind of Christmassy. So that's a little bit surprising. So I'll start off with the Christmassy one. So I worked on the Dimensions, what is it called? Cafe. Oh, coffee shop. And this is what it's gonna look like when it's done. Super cute. This is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And whoa. Ow! Literally got a needle in my hand. Awesome. This is what it looks like now. So I'm getting there. I for some reason thought I would be able to finish this year. Who did I think I was? But I worked a lot on the top, filling in all those colors, and then just throughout the whole thing, to be honest with you. So I think it's quite cute. And this was fun to work on. But I had a really hardcore urge to work on full coverage. And sorry, I dropped floss and now it's just gonna be lost forever. Not really, I'll find it, but after. I had an urge to work on full coverage and I attribute this to 2 people. Max Color Stitcher, I love her. I just found her recently. And she does a way of stitching that she found through someone else. Forget who she found it through, but I stitch like her now. I've converted. And so instead of doing cross country, like throughout the whole piece with colors, I'm going by rows and completing rows at a time, and it is so fun. And I'll explain more when I get there. Sorry, I'm skipping ahead. Before I got into that, I was working on 2 gridiron grind pieces. And gridiron grind was a challenge made up by Kim Hollenbeck. And it's basically just following American football and doing stitches for your team, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't really matter. For it, I had to work on my haunted house piece. And it was for my opponent team, so I was stitching black as like a punishment because this project has so much black. So in the month of December, I did 550 stitches on black. So this is what it looked like before. And then this is what it looks like now. So obviously I've been working solely on the top part. Is it any different? You tell me. But that was fun. So I got some work on the top. This top is gonna take me a long time, I do believe. And then my other, I have to preface this, okay. So I was working on Gridiron Grind, and then Jessie Marie Does Stuff comes out with Mylestonn Manor, which is a new game where essentially you have a house and you're moving through the house fighting bad guys in certain rooms, and you do X amount of stitches to take over these rooms, and then the people can hurt you. Basically, it's like you're playing a video game, but you're stitching, and I am here for it. So I worked on the next piece for Gridiron Grind, as well as it's my first room in Mylestonn Manor. So I worked on the Blue Pimpernel, charted by Whoopie Cat on Etsy. This month I did 1,945 stitches on this project. And this is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And then this is what it looks like now. Boom. Nearly 2,000 stitches. Actually looks good. Makes a difference. Now, here's my problem with this chart. I've talked about how I've changed the greens. Now I'm feeling like these flowers are different colors than these yellow bits, but it all looks the same. Also, you know, that I was gonna say I'm not a huge fan of this green with the color too, but the green's fine. But the yellow flowers, but then again, I'm like, is it supposed to look similar? I don't know. But whatever, it looks cute. But yeah, so for Mylestonn Manor, so Gridiron Grind, this called for 540 stitches. And then I am not done. I needed to do 1,800 stitches on this. And I am about 200 short, so I haven't completed this yet. But let me tell you what I like about Mylestonn Manor. I love how you have 1,800 stitches and you don't have a time restraint. The problem I have with Gridiron Grind is I would get behind, and then I would feel so behind that I didn't want to work on anything because I had so much to do. But this is like 1,800 stitches you have to do. Take your time. I'm like, thank you. But you're motivated because you want to get to the next room. So, huge fan of Mylestonn Manor. Jessie Marie Does Stuff. Legend. I will be playing this all year, I can already tell you. And I'll go over more about my next steps and plans. But yeah, nearly 2,000 stitches on this month, which is great for me. Who is she? I don't know. But this is one of my focus projects for 2026. So in Mylestonn Manor, like you have your, I'm basing it off my house. So like some rooms you go in all the time, like the hallway or your entryway. And when you die, you go back to the entryway. If you want full details on the game, definitely go watch Jessie's video because it's obviously much more logically explained than this. But I assigned the Blue Pimpernel as my entry level, so I will be going back to it a lot throughout the year. So this will be coming out a lot because this is one of my focus pieces, because it's a Prezi that I want to get done. So that was that one. Then, like I said, I was feeling the full coverage. And I worked on two different things. I worked on the magic book. which is by Tiny Cross Stitches on Etsy. I'm doing it on a 28 count opalescent Lugana 1/1. This is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And then this is what it looked like now. So I was working on this section right here. And it is so fun. This one, oh my gosh, the amount of cat fur in this project though is embarrassing. This one, I obviously, well, not obviously if you don't know what I'm talking about. I couldn't do this in the way that the Max Color stitches like row by row, because I'm like not, it's not completely full coverage. But I really enjoyed working on this, and you will see this again in January. Don't you worry. The last full coverage project I worked on is Borealis Colors by Stitches So Beautiful. I'm doing this on an 18 count 1/1. Oh boy, where was I? I'm gonna take this off. I don't know what my picture. Okay, this is what it looked like the last time you saw it. Not really, because I don't know if this is gonna be right. And this is what it looks like now. So the way, sorry, get that out of there so it looks better. The way Max Color, I forget her actual name, I'm so sorry. She stitches by that one block and you go over here, but what I like about it is you continue like you stitch out the color. So like if you have to work down, I feel like I'm like working ahead. So like when I'm at the next row, like I'll already have stuff done. And I find that very satisfying. So I've obviously been working on this section right here. And you will also see this in January. But I am just loving it. I'll talk about, so that's everything I worked on in December, which honestly, let's see. I don't know how many stitches I got in dimensions. Magic Book, I did 780 stitches. Sorry, I didn't say that earlier. Haunted House, I did 550. Borealis, I did 964. And then Blue Pimpernel, I did 1945. So for me, that's a really good stitching month. And I didn't stitch at all during like Christmas to New Year's. I just picked it up again yesterday on the 1st. So that's like without a whole almost week and a half of stitching. I will say my stitching time might get cut down in January due to reasons I will discuss in a minute. But for January plans, I am going to be doing Mylestonn Manor and the Stitches So Beautiful January challenge through their Facebook. They have a challenge to receive this chart. If you stitch at least 500 stitches a week and post on Facebook, you get this chart for free at the end of the month. And I quite like this chart, so I'm gonna do that challenge. So I had to kind of look ahead on what I was gonna do for Mylestonn Manor. And I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. So I will finish up the Blue Pimpernel, 1800 stitches. Again, I probably have like 200 stitches left. And then I rolled, here, let me put this down. Get organized for a second. I rolled, I just wrote birds. I don't actually remember what this chart is called, but maybe I have it on this note. I think it's called Summer. Oh yeah, Summer Birds by Nini Design Crafts on Etsy. I'm doing this on a 32 count Magnolia Lugana by My Vintage Needle Arts, 2/2. This is what the pattern's gonna look like. This is what I have done now. And I'm not gonna lie, this was one of those projects I was reassessing whether I wanted to complete. Now, this only has, it's not very big. So, did I write down what it's at? So I counted all of the background because I'm not stitching the background. So these numbers are off, but to give you an example, I have 12,030 stitches, including the background, completed. And it's only 18,544 stitches. So I have like 6,500 stitches left. So it's not very big. And for Mylestonn Manor, I have to do 1,350. So I was like, I'm going to stitch on this, do that amount of stitches and reassess. I think once I start stitching on again, I will like it. It's just the fact that I haven't stitched on this in over a year and I know there's a mistake and I have to fix it. But colors are quite cute. This is one of the first projects I ever worked on. And it is quite cute, but it's not really my style anymore, but I still think it's cute. So, I mean, like, if I finish it and I never do anything with it, whatever, you know? So that's where I'm at. So, Mylestonn Manor. My entryway is Blue Pimpernel. I walk into my kitchen, that's the birds. And then I walk into my hallway and I assigned Borealis colors to it because the hallway you have to go in and out of a lot. And I knew I wanted it to be a piece I go in a lot because of the challenge this month. So, 1,350 on birds. I will be doing it simultaneously. Wow, that was a hard word to say for some reason. Simultaneously. Oh my God, I can't say that word. At the same time as Borealis colors because I have to do the 500 stitches. Or no, I think it's actually 250 stitches a week. But for Borealis colors, I have to do 200 stitches. That's what I rolled. I forget what it was. Here, let's look. Oh yeah, I did 9 + 1, which I thought was funny, times 20. So I was like, oh, that's a low one. That's not even gonna get me enough. So then I was like, I'll have to leave and go into another room, which I assigned my bathroom Magic Book. And then Magic Book gets 420 stitches. And then Borealis, I get to leave Magic Book, go back into the hallway, Borealis colors. Then I rolled 1,440. So I was like, oh, that'll get me through the challenge. So I had to kind of like work ahead because I knew I wanted to do the January Stitches So Beautiful challenge. So that's all my plans. I decided not to do a whip parade or goals video, mostly because I don't feel like my whips are different enough to warrant a video. And my only goal is to do Mylestonn Manor. Mylestonn Manor, make Blue Pimpernel a focus project, and do maybe some of the Stitches So Beautiful thing. I will say my general goal would also be to start something new in 2026. I find it very hard to start new stuff. And by new, I mean a new full coverage, like a larger project. Because it's like, I just want a new one. And I'm leaning towards a Pain Free Crafts new start. But I don't have any ones I want to do yet. So I'm kind of on the lookout for that. But that's really all of my stitchy stuff for the year. So I didn't think it needed a whole video. And I also feel like there's so many good Flosstube like whip parades that mine would be just like so short and again redundant. So I was like, it's fine. So also in December I did track my phone usage. Obviously, like I kind of bailed out. I didn't track at the end of December because of vacation and stuff. I still tried to do it. But yeah, it was not the most well-tracked month, but I did pretty well. I actually, after the first week when it was kind of easy, I added so I was screen time locking at a max 2 hours of TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and then that was so easy, which is shocking to me. Probably because I was stitching so much, that I added internet usage. And that's kind of where I got derailed because I didn't realize how much I used the internet. Like when I'm cooking and have like a recipe pulled up, internet. Christmas shopping, internet. So that was kind of hard. So that's why it was like a little bit not great. But January. So I don't have a wall calendar this year, but don't you worry. My brother-in-law got me the big ass calendar. So I have a calendar I'm gonna put on the wall. I was thinking this wall, but my computer was right there, and I was like, if my background goes unblurred, then people would just see like this big ass calendar, and I don't know if that's very professional of me. So I think I might put it on a different wall in this room where only I can see it. But I'm going to stickerify this calendar. So my goal for January is I'm tracking my macros and every single day, and just in order to like get back on track with all things eating related. I spent the year of 2025 trying to gain weight, get really strong, and now I'm in cutting mode. And so I just want to track, make sure I'm in a calorie deficit, and I am eating enough protein so I get absolutely shredded. So that's my January goal. So I will stickerify this guy and show you how that looks at the end of January. Other things I've been up to, I painted my candles for Christmas. I talked about that last video. I'll input a picture. They turned out quite cute. And I wanted to shout out Here's Your Bite. She has a TikTok channel, but you can also find all of her recipes on Substack. And we made 2 recipes by her that were 10 out of 10. The white lasagna soup recipe was one of the best things we've ever made. Adam and I had agreed, like we were like, OMG, this is phenomenal. And then we also made her red Thai coconut curry, but we made it with chicken instead. And instead of noodles, we used rice. But we also tried it with noodles, but I think we preferred the rice. So good. If you need new recipes, definitely check her out. I got a new video game for Christmas, Disney Dreamlight Valley. OMG. I am obsessed. I love it. I'm not a Disney girl. Okay? Like I watched Disney, like Little Mermaid and stuff like that, but I'm not like a person who goes to Disney World or Disneyland. It's just not my vibe. But this Disney Dreamlight Valley video game is so fun and 100% my vibe. So I can only imagine if you are actually like someone who loves Disney, how much you would love this game. So I got it for the PS5 because I heard it didn't run like the greatest on the Nintendo Switch. So I went PS5. And that's one of the reasons January might be lower stitching because I just want to be playing it 24/7. So the fact that I'm filming this, I'm quite proud of myself because I would rather be playing my Disney Dreamlight Valley. Okay. Books. So December. Oh, that reminds me. Another challenge I'm doing in 2026, reading specifically, is I'm going to be doing the Goodreads challenges. So like not the read X amount of books, but like they have those different categories you can do. So I'm going to be trying to complete those and to help me kind of read outside of my normal scope, as I always say. But in December, I read 6 books. Ones I wanted to mention, I read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Great book. Everyone seems to like that book. I also liked it. I did think Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, I think that's the author name, was better, but that's just me. I read Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood, 5 out of 5. Not really in season, but it was very cute. I read Pride and Prejudice. As a romance girly, I felt like I needed to. I didn't like it, but I think it's because I'm not smart enough to understand what's happening. And I said that to my mom, and she was like, it's not that you're not smart enough, but like, I didn't understand the nuances, and like, I read the foreword and it was supposed to be like, she's like sarcastic humor, and like, I obviously didn't live in the 1800s, so I felt like I couldn't pick up on the sarcastic humor of it. But I am excited to watch the movie because I've never seen the movie as well. So I'm gonna do that. Oh, hi, Mosif. Whoa. So yeah, I wasn't a huge fan, but I'm glad I read it because it's such a classic that I felt like I needed to read. Then I read Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I loved it so much that I went and bought it. And I then bought the second one. How cool are these? So Brimstone, this one, it's the second one in the series. I haven't read it yet. I'm cracking this open like probably tonight. But like, how cool are those? I'm a big rereader, and I know for a fact I'll reread this. So that's why I ended up buying it, because I thought they're so cool looking, and I know I will reread them. So yeah, I haven't bought books in a long time. Like if I buy a book, you know I like it, because I only buy books that I know I'm gonna reread. Unless like, I don't know. The only reason I recently have bought books without reading them is because I wanted to support a local bookstore. So I like kind of bought books not knowing what they were going to be like, but usually it's only if I know I'm going to reread them. Okay. Let me just check. Yeah, I think that's everything. So that was all my December goodness. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you at the end of January, beginning of February, to tell you what I got up to in December. And we will go from there. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Say bye. He's like, no, mother, just hold me. Don't make me talk to anyone. Okay, bye.